For this discussion, I would like to talk about the Popol Book and the Book of Creation for the Mayans. One of the things that kind of catches my eye is the similarities between it and the other stories of creation. For example, the one in the Bible, how it talks about a supreme being creating animals and men and earth as a whole. It also catches my eye how this particular writings were persecuted by Catholic priests in times of the Conquista in Guatemala. I am actually Guatemalan, so I read about this a lot. It's part of our culture in our country. It's a very important writing. It's a very rich writing, and it's just kind of interesting to see how the Mayan ideas of creations have so much similarities to the Catholic ideas and the Christian ideas of creation and how those collided. Um, as far as I remember, if I'm not from my previous readings about this, it was something that the Catholic priests and the Spaniards persecuted a lot. They destroyed a lot of these books. The Popol Book was a book that survived underground. Really, it's one of the few. There's many others that got destroyed. It's an interesting story. Like I said, it's very rich. Talks about the Quiche, which is a very important culture or a very important people within the Mayan culture, who was important in Guatemala. And it's just the similarities again and between it and the story of that's in the Bible about creation. I can see why at the time when priests were able to understand what these books, such as the Popol Book, were saying, how they were so adamant at destroying this, and how sad it is that they did that. There's so much culture that they actually annihilated, and it's sad that only a few copies, for example, the Popol Book survives such uh, fear for the unknown. It's interesting. It's rich. It's interesting to see here at class. Like I said, I'm Guatemalan, so um, I've read about this. I've seen it, and I just cannot help to be amazed of how the Mayan had this concept outside of a European connection about creation, like many other cultures have. Everybody seems to have their particular notion of how the world started, and it's fascinating how they seem to connect to a higher being, all-powerful being, gods that actually started life from scratch. And again, it's very similar to what Christianity and again the friction that they created. It's something that always amazes me, and unfortunately, the persecution that they suffer because of this beliefs and this ideas is something that also is very sad at the same time.